Hello friends, Grandpa Grit here on the Grit and Grunt channel. Thanks for joining me today. It's Friday, so I'm at the end of my third week and I'm feeling great. I've lost a pound or two of body weight in general, and I do feel like the muscles are developing a bit and some fat is coming off. So I'm very encouraged. I'm definitely going to continue the program. So like I said, we're at the end of week 3 and just really excited about how things are going with the Bowflex here, the Bowflex Power Pro. I thought I'd take a moment today to show you another feature. I was looking through the manual, and they showed this as a warm-up routine. They called it aerobic rowing. And the bench here, I've taken off the leg attachment, the leg station, and the bench here actually rolls if it's not locked in. So you can lock it in with the pin here, and it's secure. But if you pull the pin out and rotate it, the knob that is, you can now move the bench, the seated bench here, the small part of it. As you can see, I took off the longer part of the bench. This moves back and forth, and so what they show you in the manual is you can do an aerobic rowing with this machine, and it's very similar to the seated lats, the seated lats that we do. And I'll show you how this works. You put your feet up on the rod here of the base, and you're going to pull back just like the seated rows we've been doing, but now we're going to be moving, and so we'll be extending our legs and pulling back to the seated row position at the same time like we have been doing. So this is kind of combining a warm-up exercise and one of our stations, getting our back work in at the same time. So that's what I'm going to do today, is just do 3 sets of 12. We'll see where we come out on the other side here. Maybe we'll increase the tension, but this will give me a bit of a warm-up to start out. I haven't done anything else today other than a little stretching and a few planks, and some crunches just to warm up. But let's see how we do with this warm-up routine that they showed in the Bowflex manual. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Take a couple breaths for recovery. Set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that's set number 2 completed. Take a couple breaths for recovery. And set number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Well, that went great. Seemed like normal workout on the back. The legs, there wasn't too much stress on the legs, but it got them moving, warmed up a little bit. I'm going to go up and do one more set. And I'm going to move up. I'm at 45 pounds on each side. I'm going to go to 50 pounds on each side. See if that makes a difference. I'm using that big 50-pound tension rod. I said that thing is pretty stout. So we'll see if that feels any different here, particularly on the legs. Like I said, it really wasn't much effort for the legs, but it does create movement. So that's certainly good just for a light warm-up routine. But I think I'm ready to put a little more tension on my back, so we'll see if we can develop those back muscles a bit. I'm obviously not going very fast because I really want to exercise the back muscles while I do this. So if you want to do this for aerobic activity, you can certainly pick up the pace. Okay, set of 12 at 50 now, and I'm going to be holding to pinch the back muscles and get those strengthened up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to bump that up to 60 on each side. Starting to feel the leg muscles getting involved. I'm going to do one more set. We'll see how that feels. A lot of experimentation with this Bowflex Power Pro. There's so many things you can do with it and so many different positions. Experimenting can be fun, and you can find certain muscles that maybe you hadn't been finding with other equipment and with other techniques. So we'll try one more set of 12. This should be pretty hard. This should be a lot of tension on the back. We'll see how it feels on the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, well, I feel like definitely got some back work in. Legs are warmed up. Definitely wasn't a lot of hard work for the legs. So, but they feel like, hey, we got the movement in. They're ready for the next challenge, in which I'll be putting the leg station back on here in just a second, and we'll challenge those legs. So what I'm going to do is get ready for putting the leg attachment back on here, hooking up the cables, and we'll go back to it. I think I'll just go through the leg routines with you today. Show you how easy this is to put the leg attachment back on. I have to grab this off camera. There it is. It's not too heavy. Pretty easy to manage. You just put it on the end here. Got to get those pulleys out of the way. There we go. Tilt it up a little bit so you can get the pin in. The pin goes straight across in the slot. You have to turn it just a little bit, 40 or 90 degrees, to get it to go through, and then drop it down. Then just run your cables underneath the bench one on each side. Pull the appropriate one based on which pulley you're pulling through. There we go. And we hook up again. And I'm going to start with 40 pounds for leg curls on each side. There we go, a 30 and a 10. Oops, no, that's a 5, 30 and a 10. There we go. Don't cross over your tension rods, which I was doing there. Pulling this cable through now, making sure the pulley is positioned correctly. We get a smooth pull through. And putting 40 pounds on this side. There's a 30 and a 10, so we've got 40. There we go. Now I'm going to lock the bench back in place down here, out of the way, and then I have to put the large bench portion back up on the leg station in the holes where we pivot, and there we go. So now we're all set up. I'm going to move this back just a bit. I pulled it up for demonstration purposes, and I'm going to make sure we're centered up in the camera a second properly. Yep, that looks good. And away we go. So 40 pounds, leg curls, 3 sets of 12, like normal, our normal routine right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. A couple breaths for recovery. 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, one thing you'll notice is if I release the leg attachment station all the way down to the bottom, you're hearing that bearing a little bit. Now, you don't have to go all the way down. One thing you can do is you can just hold it while it's still under tension, about a quarter of the way up, and just do a 3/4 rep. And you notice you're not hearing that noise at the end of that bearing or that bushing loosening up and making a little rattling sound. So that quiets things down. Just depends on if you want to go the full range of motion and do a full release or not. You certainly don't have to. So here we go for set 3, 12, and I think I'll try to hold a little tension here to avoid that bushing noise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we definitely, I didn't hear that bushing making the noise at the end of the range of motion there. I'm going to move up to 50, and I'm going to do another set of leg curls at the 50-pound tension. And I'm going to attempt to do 12, but I'll settle for 8 if I can't make it. But we want to continue to challenge the muscles as much as possible and make progress. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a good challenge right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that's all I'm going to be able to do. Hey, didn't hurt anything. So that continue to challenge those muscles and get stronger. I can feel over the course of 3 weeks that those muscles have become stronger and can take more tension. Now we're going to do the leg extensions, and I'm starting these at 50, which is convenient since I move up to 50 on the leg curls. So we're all set for leg extensions. Okay, 3 sets of 12. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Couple breaths for recovery. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's interesting, this bushing doesn't make that noise when I'm doing leg extensions as opposed to the leg curls. For some reason it makes the noise when I do the curls and not the extensions. I really don't know why, but that's the case. Maybe I'm holding more tension here with the leg extension situation. That must be what's going on, because I really don't have a good explanation for that. And I did look online. I think I found a source for the bushings. I'm going to pull this joint apart just to make sure I've got the right look at it, and order those bushings up and be installing those hopefully soon. All right, here we go for set 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Felt those. You know, I've been doing those front lunges too, 2-3 times a week. Yeah, hopefully 3 times a week. I'm trying to remember. But I've been doing them here and there just as I'm going along too. And I showed you earlier on a prior video that I could do a front lunge with a little bit of support here. Of course, I can do them now just standing on my own and get back up. But I still like, you know, if I want to do a lot of them and with a little assistance, still having that bench here is nice, and you can go a little bit faster then without risking losing your balance, because I do tend to lose my balance a little bit when I'm doing those. But it's good to do them both ways. But I have felt like I'm getting much stronger with that movement as well. So I'm just, like I said, taking it easy, doing them here and there, at least getting 3 days a week where I'm getting those in. So if you do them without assistance, you can kind of, you know, feel that okay, balance, and that's good to work on your balance. But of course, we don't want to fall over and risk injury. So if you need assistance, just, you know, use the Bowflex bench if you've got one of these, or find some other piece of furniture or something that you can use to help guide and balance you off there. So again, lunges going really well. I really like that exercise too. just for strengthening the legs. It's a good complement to the leg extension that you do on the Bowflex. All right, so now we're done with the legs, and we're going to move to the upper body. Time to put the hand holds on. And let's see here. Gonna do shoulders, and I guess we'll be doing 30 for shoulders. Hand hold on this side. £30 rod. Bench down and flat. 3 sets of 12, as normal. Elbows out, hands going above shoulders and going straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's really important you go straight up. I can tell a big difference. Sometimes I tend to round these off, and I've got to make sure I'm pushing straight up and not rounding out here. That doesn't really do anything if that's what you're doing. You've got to push straight up to really work those shoulder muscles. Okay, set 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm still working on my breathing. Sometimes I get out of sync. So if you see me stop and take a breath, that's to resynchronize my breathing. I like to be breathing in when I'm releasing the tension and when I'm in the fully rested position. And then I like to be breathing out as I'm pushing through. Sometimes you just get out of sync and I don't know why, but still working on that. The important thing Bowflex says in the manual is not necessarily, you don't have to necessarily be synchronized. Just make sure you are breathing while you're doing these exercises and don't hold your breath. So it's important you just breathe naturally as needed, get your oxygen in, and continue your reps. Okay, we're on the last set for shoulders, pushing straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. The shoulder, my right shoulder, the one that had the frozen shoulder, continues to strengthen. I can still, feel the issues in that shoulder, but I've got full range of motion back. I still take time to break the adhesions in there, and rub it out and warm it up and get it ready. But I am able to do that, as you can see, full range of motion. And the Bowflex is only helping me get stronger, which is great. And the nice thing about the Bowflex is the tension that you put on comes on nice and gradual, and you can see how smooth it is. That's a big help for an injury like that. And I couldn't be more satisfied with the way this Bowflex is helping me take care of that issue. All right, normally I do the seated rows here. I'm going to do a few. I just want to see how it feels different since we already did these in the warm up. But I'm just going to pull back and just see when the bench is locked in, how different it feels. I don't think it's going to be much different here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Actually, it does feel a little bit different. I feel like when I was rowing and moving the bench back and forth, I felt like I was working the muscles up higher. And with the bench locked in, I feel like I'm able to isolate some of the mid-back muscles a little bit better. So I'm going to move up in tension here, and I think I'm going to go to 45. Don't quite want 50 yet, but I'm going to do 2 more sets. I want to continue to work those back muscles. Get my face out of the way here while I set up those tension rods. So we'll do at least 2 more sets here. And I'm going to hold a couple seconds to work those back muscles. And like I said, I can feel the mid-back muscles coming in more than when I was doing the rowing, actual rowing motion. So here we go, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Boy, that's subtle, but that wore me out. I'm breathing a little harder than I expected on that. Okay, I guess holding that position, definitely putting some tension on those muscles and working them. So I'm going to hold even a little bit longer, maybe a 3 count. We'll see how that goes. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. 5, 1, 2, 3. 6, 1, 2, 3. 7, 1, 2, 3. 8, 1, 2, 3. 9, 1, 2, 3. 10, 1, 2, 3. 11, 1, 2, 3. And 12, 1, 2, 3. All right, so I hope that's a helpful demonstration of how you can just change your routine up a little bit, by counting off while you're holding an attention position to stimulate those muscles, to work those muscles, and just make them do something that they haven't done before. That felt really good on the back. I'm a little more breathless than I expected. That's a very subtle exercise. But those back muscles are key to your mobility, especially as we age. And that's of course one of the things that I keep kind of harping on here is I'm 61 years old, and I'm really looking at the future 20, 30 years, just being in good shape, being able to have the mobility I want as I age. And that's one of the reasons why I'm taking up this program so seriously. All right, so we did the back, the shoulders. Now we've got the biceps to do. And I think 45 is a good starting point for the biceps. I'm going to try to do 3 sets of 12. Here we go. Elbows in, hands out. Hands, try to force your hands out as you pull back. That really isolates the biceps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. A few deep breaths for recovery. 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, that's set 2. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, that feels sufficient for today. The last 3 exercises we do with the bench incline. So I'm going to pull the bench up here, release it, move it up to the next lock position, and put the notches of the bench on the power rod base. And for triceps, which will be our next exercise, I am going to start out, I've been toasting them pretty good at 40. I'm going to start out at 35 today. Just go a little lighter. Feel like, well, I've been working hard on the legs, and we're going to give the upper body just a little break today. This is my 5th day on the Bowflex this week. I do intend to do another workout tomorrow as well. So the last 2 weeks I've been going 6 days and taking 1 rest day from the Bowflex. Okay, so triceps, we got to use the backhand strap. There we go. Get ourselves situated properly here. Grab this. Get the backhand strap in place. Okay, elbows up. Keep them out at 90 degrees the best you can. And this is where I've been having difficulty. And so one of the reasons why I'm throttling back a little bit on tension, just to get the technique right until we build these muscles up and we can stand a little bit more. Here we go, set of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I feel like that was a little bit more in control than what I was doing earlier this week with 40 pounds of tension. And yet I still feel the exercise. I feel the burn a little bit on the triceps muscles. And this will, of course, and you can really just vary it just depending on how fast or slow you go with this exercise. Like I said, it's pretty easy to toast your triceps, and by the end, you just won't be able to make all your reps if you're just using too much tension and not not really conscious of how fast or slow you're going. If you just start going too slow, then you just won't be able to finish. You got to find that happy medium between doing your reps and totally toasting those muscles out. And it's a little early in the program to be completely toasting those muscles, so I want to have at least 6 weeks of good solid base in before we really start working hard here and seeing how far we can grow these muscles. So here we go, set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah, definitely feeling the burn already on those. Set 3 is going to be hard enough. Getting that oxygen in. Okay, here we go. Set 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that's all I'm doing on those. That is, I think, the hardest exercise I've got, just getting to those last few reps and keeping my form. I'm just like my arms are just starting to wiggle all over the place on those last few reps. Very hard to keep the form. So look forward to the day when that motion is a lot more solid and we can start upping the tension, growing those muscles a bit more. But I do feel like there's some good development happening already. And one of the things I wanted to give you a progress report on, I have been modifying my diet a little bit. And what I am doing is after the Bowflex workout, I am having a protein meal, high protein, and then the rest of the day pretty much a normal diet, but definitely protein loading after a hard Bowflex workout, and allowing that protein to work and hopefully grow my muscles a little bit. So let's see, we're at 35. I'm going to put this to 40 for the last 2 exercises here. And the other thing to report, like I said, I've lost a little weight, and I definitely feel like some flab is coming off of my body. Looking forward to the day when I can proudly take my shirt off once again and show you some progress, just as far as look and conditioning. So we've got 2 more exercises to do, chest flies and bench presses. We'll just do these at 40. And then we'll conclude. All right, let's do the chest flies first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And this is one exercise that has become a lot easier at the current tension than when I started. So I can definitely feel the strengthening happening over time. And like I said, it's only been 3 weeks when I've been doing this regular, and the feeling is, is substantial. There's no doubt this is changing my body. It's strengthening me, and I think, overall the composition of my body is changing. I think we're going to see fat converted to muscle, and I think we're going to see my body mass index get lower. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more definition in the body when we're done. Of course, this is a 6 months to a year long-term outlook, but even after 3 weeks, I can feel the changes happening. It's just a matter of time and just execution. So now it just comes down to daily execution. And then some of the things we might be doing, later is lengthening the workouts. Of course, we'll be increasing tensions and such. But to get, it's like at some point, I think things come in stages, and we'll have to modify the routine as those stages progress. Okay, set number 2, chest flies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's set 2. Now we're going to take a few deep breaths. And set 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. The other thing I also have to report is my knees feel a lot better. I've been able to bend down at the knees and pick things up off the ground the last few days a lot better. I think those lunges are helping. The leg station is helping. It's just yeah, a lot smoother. This right knee that used to give me a lot of trouble is really strengthening up, and it's been amazing how much easier it is to bend at the knees, and like I said, just do simple tasks like picking things up off the ground. So that's something I wanted to report and let you know. The improvements are coming all over the body here. Okay, bench presses. I think I did 3 chest flies. Let's throw another chest fly in just for good measure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I wasn't sure if I did 3 or not. If I did 4, well, that's fine. It's always good to burn a few more calories. So, okay, bench presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, that was set 1 in bench presses. Now set 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that was set 2. And I'm sure that was set 2. So we'll finish up here with one more set of bench presses and conclude. Set 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to slow down for the last 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's throw 1 or 2 more in for good measure. There we go. Just burn a few extra calories there. Whew. Well, that felt like a really good workout overall. We added in that rowing at the beginning for a warm-up. Otherwise, did the standard routine. Challenged the legs a little bit more today. Feeling fantastic. So here we are at the end of week 3. It's a Friday. I'm going to do the Bowflex again tomorrow. So I'll have 6 done for the week. And continue with the program next week. There's no reason to stop. Everything's going well. This is Grampa Grit on the Grit and Grunt channel. It's been great having you along. Have a great weekend.